I'm Styleboy and welcome to one. And honestly, I was not planning to do this video this week. I actually had a different one planned, but that video got me emotionally distressed. So basically, I thought for today, honestly, I got inspired by Ashley because Queen. She did kind of like catching up on the most recent releases, and I thought to kind of do the same and talk about music as well. Let's just chat. I feel like we don't do this enough, but say that I do chat quite a bit. So also, if you do not know, for Autism Acceptance Month, which is this month, I'm doing 2 videos a week. If you want to check out the previous video, that is autistic coded characters, so go and check that out. Let's just get down to business and talk about some music. Let's go through each month. The first album I think of January immediately is Jasmine Sullivan's album. I actually managed to get around to listen to that. Wow! It's such a good album, Hotels. Oh, and honestly, I am impressed. That album is so good. It's giving me all the R&B vibes. It's really nice because also it's storytelling, but in a very different way. I haven't seen an album do storytelling like this ever, which basically, if you did not know, for like 1 to 2 tracks, she has like a tale, and it's a different woman's tale talking about their experience with sex. Then those tales, those little clips, then are reflected in the music and reflected in the songs. And it's honestly so nice. And it also just shows how like powerful and how amazing sex can be. And I love that it's so sex positive, but also it's so raw and honest, but without being uncomfortable or being awkward. It just feels like a conversation almost. And I love it to death. My favorites are On It, Pick Up Your Feelings, Girl Like Me, and The Other Side. Oh, they're so good. Also, can we just talk about the album cover and what she's wearing? Like the crop leather jacket, the bob, and the bike shorts. Girl, this outfit is so cute. I think it's so amazing, and definitely if you like R&B like this, and then from this, what I would then recommend is the EP Innocent by Ryan Ashley. Such an incredible EP, R&B, beautiful, and production is incredible, and his vocals are out of this world. People, listen to his album, support this black queer creative, please. I also need to give you an update on Dua's Future Nostalgia Moonlight Edition. I have not listened to any of the tracks. I've listened to Fever a couple of times, but literally then it's just disappeared. So honestly, I'm still gonna stick to the normal edition. I'm still obsessed with the normal edition. Like honestly, it is one of my top 10 albums of all time. If you wanted to actually see that, comment down below if you want to see that as a video, like top 10 albums of all time. Oh, and because we're talking about January, we have to talk about Olivia Rodrigo's single, Driver's License, coming in and basically saying, I'm here to stay. That song, it's so powerful. Yeah, I was gonna say it's a really powerful song. I literally love it so much. It giving me the drama. I literally was so inspired by it that I wanted to buy a projector and film like a mini music video. The song is iconic, and honestly, it feels amazing. I see why people are calling her like the new Taylor. Also, seeing as we're here, if you want to check out my Spotify, I'll put it down in the description. And specifically, I've actually made a playlist called Jan to March favorites. So this is all my favorites from January to March. So again, check that down below. You'll have a great time. So another kind of like group that I got introduced to that I honestly have not regretted one bit is Boys World. It's giving me everything I need from a girl group and more. Their singles, Girlfriend and Wingman, great singles. Ooh, giving me the pop energy I need. I feel like I'm gonna get to the fandom stage and I'm really excited. I prefer Wingman. Wingman is giving me the pop that I love, you know, with the horns and everything. I don't know what that kind of pop is, but I love that pop so much. That's my favorite. We're done with that. Let's go into February. Now, February is the month of Valentine's, so romantic. Okay, so let's talk albums in February. And the one album, another R&B album. I see, I'm in love with my R&B, is Pink Planet by Pink Sweat. This album is so smooth. My friend Sawyer recommended this. So Sawyer, if you are watching this, thank you. He recommended because he said this is straight up your street, and I was like, I see it. It's such a good album. And honestly, I was gonna say this album feels very dreamlike. If you combine Kiki by Kiana Day and Victoria Monet's Jaguar, it's this album because it's got more modern. Because I was saying Victoria's is very like 70s inspired and has a lot of like productional elements like an orchestra and horns and whatever, which this album has, but it doesn't feel inspired. It feels quite up to date and very modern, and I love it so much. It's just so beautiful. It's actually got one of my favorite songs of the year so far, which is Magic. Magic is an experience. Like, if you listen to Magic, you are going to be transported into another world. You need to listen to Magic. That's my one recommendation. But my other favorite is Pink Money because it's giving me that I need to be on holiday as soon as possible. It's a really, really good album and I love it. And talking of Miss Victoria, her song F-U-C-K Me came out. Incredible. She's so talented and so incredible. This song, it's so calming, and again, it brings you to an experience. I was gonna say, she's so good at making you like live through an experience by listening to her music. She honestly transports you to other places, and if you want to feel like that, you 100% have to listen. My fave, my queen, Taylor Swift released a Love Story, Taylor's version, because the re-recording of Fearless. I will try and do a reaction video. Wish me luck. 24 songs. I love Love Story. It brings me back to when I was 8. I'm literally just thinking of like the memes of like Swifties where it's like Rapunzel when she's like a child versus Rapunzel when she's 18. That is literally me listening to Love Story. It just makes me smile. It reminds me of when I was younger and it just makes me feel good. It's such a good song, and I feel like honestly though, I'm really excited to listen to the new songs. The deluxe songs for Ariana's album. Actually, I liked 3. So I think it was worth it. I think it is a good deluxe edition. I'm gonna say my only critique is I wish the songs were all longer because I feel like them being short just got on my nerves. I was like, come on, like where's Behavior? If this had like a bridge and then like a featured artist, like yes, I could see the potential. However, the remix, nah. I have this thing about remixes, very much so, and there's only a few remixes that I'm like, they're better than the original. And also, I love collab songs and I really like Ari and Doja, like again, Motive. Ugh. It's me knowing that I have the original there, and I really like the original 34 plus 35. She's a little bit cheeky, For me, just having that song, I'm just like, right. But the other 3, great. Love her. And then we've also had Shangha's album, If You Know, love K-pop to death. And another great album. But to be honest though, I need to give it like a full listen because for me, the bop so far, Masquerade, girl, that song. And Bicycle, get out of my way. It's pretty good so far, but again, I do need to re-listen to it, you know, get my opinions of it. But so far, she's great. I was gonna say the month of March, she was kind of dead. March, where did she go? Let's start off with the album that I said that was in March, but really wasn't in March, which was Madison Beer's Life Support. It's so good. Honestly, I was kind of surprised. I think it was way better than I thought. It was just effortless. It didn't really feel like there was a lot of pressure. This is another storytelling album. I think this album honestly just had something in it that just made it so good. Maybe it was the fact that like every song was just differently produced, but it felt like it all connected in a way. I also liked how raw she was about mental health. I feel like her being open and really raw about mental health makes it really relatable, but I feel like it didn't make me feel uncomfortable. I feel like it did a good balance of making me feel like, well, I'm listening to this because I relate to her. And then another iconic song. Bitch, I did not expect this to be that good, but Leave the Door Open. That song, Bruno Mars, Addison Paak, and Silk Sonic, what did you do? Because that is magic. That song is so good. It has everything I needed. It's smooth, it's upbeat, it's sexy, yet like makes me want to jump around and be like, it's just such a good song. Oh my god. This is definitely in running up to like one of the best songs of the year. Which if we're getting this in March, what are we getting with this album? Whoever has Spotify, you need to listen to this. VHS by Benjamin Ingrosso and Cherry. This song is in Dutch, I think. Oh my god, it's such a good song. If you don't know who Benjamin is, check him out. He was in the Eurovision in 2018, but just wanna dance you up. This song, such a good one. It's just smooth and calming. Yeah, that's literally it for March. Okay, so we're kind of like at the beginning of April, so I guess I can kind of talk about some as well. We must talk about another great song of 2021. One of the ones that are just in the lineup for the best. Lazy Baby by Dove Cameron. If you have not listened to this song, you need to. It's giving me disco pop. It really suits her, like the bubblegummy disco pop. I love it. It's just such a cool song. It's fun. I love it. I love the production. I love how fun it is. I love how there's something about it I just adore, and I think it's just so enjoyable. And also, if we're talking about April, there's one song we kind of have to mention because the cultural impact, wow, which is Montreal, Call Me By Your Name by Lil Nas X. Call me what you want. It's been stuck in my head. It's kind of a bop. It's so catchy and I can't help but love it. And the music video, I love that it's such a big like F you to those who say we're a sin. I actually was gonna do a whole video on it. Not like the reaction to the song, but I meant as in like the whole controversy. If you guys are interested in that, because I feel like I would love to do some research, comment that down below. Let's go on to albums that weren't the best. All of these are my opinions for the albums that I didn't really like or the ones that I just wanted to talk about with dislike. There's no hate to the artist. Personally, for me, these albums just weren't it. So the first album, now if you did not know, I tried to film a reaction to this, which was Zayn's album, Nobody Is Listening. I got bored and it just felt dark, because also I tried to listen to Zayn's discography before listening to this just to get an idea, but like he's done better. I was gonna say his first album, bitch, that did the damn thing. Like that was so solid. His second album, although very experimental, there is one of my favorite Zayn songs on here, which is There You Are. That song. But with this album, there wasn't anything that I was obsessed with. I'm gonna say another reason why I didn't like it just because how dark it was. So maybe that's me being biased because I'm not into darker music. So if you are, maybe I'd recommend this, like dark R&B, but I'm really not. The next album, which honestly, I really wish this was better. Zara Larson's Poster Girl. There's some bops on this album. Ooh, Love Me Line, Look What You've Done. They're so good. But I don't know. It felt like something was missing for a lot of this song, which felt really Also, I'm kind of pissed that Sabrina Carpenter was not in this album for WoW, because that version with her, she completed the song. Again, if you love this, great on you. I just didn't. And then another album that I kind of skimmed and I was just like, why? Justin Bieber's album Justice. Why? I will say this is better than Changes. Changes was a mess. It was boring. A lot of people were actually pissed at this on Twitter as well about this. Adding MLK to the album when it has nothing to do with Justice. He was talking about how the album was supposed to be like about talking about justice and how he wanted to talk about like the world needs justice right now, about like comfort. I don't know the exact words. I read the Instagram post and so I was like, okay, you know what? I'll give this a listen because I'm kind of like intrigued. The album was exactly the same lyrical content as Changes. It's just another love song album of being in love and falling in love and talking about his wife. And do not get me wrong, we love being in love. But my issue with that is A, it's boring. It's just talking about how he's in love with his wife, not about life. Even Lover didn't have songs just about love. This had no complexity, and just throwing in MLK and calling it Justice does not mean it's supporting the Black Lives Matter movement and supporting black people. You're just using black people and this idea of justice as a form of money and promotion, and that's really It's tone deaf and ill-placed in my opinion. To me, it wasn't it. This album was not it. It was better because it had that like 80s kind of like pop production, which you know I love, but I felt like it could have had a little bit more variety. The album that came out that honestly I feel like was just really tricky for me, which was Dancing with the Devil, The Art of Starting Over by Demi Lovato. This album, there is a point where I find it difficult to listen to. I actually like filmed the reaction and I was like editing it. I was really looking forward to it because I had like opinions and I wanted to discuss about it. But the second time like listening to it, I can't get through it. Giving me the same emotions as I felt when I listened to Folklore for the first time. Uncomfortable, sad, melancholy, and just wanting to curl up in a ball with my weighted blanket. At the moment, there's a lot of changes happening. It has been difficult. So for me, it's a very hard album to listen to. So I'm gonna maybe wait for this album to listen to it. Maybe like at the end of like April, maybe even May, and then I'll see my opinions after. That's all the music opinions I have. I hope you enjoyed this. If you do want another one of these, put it in the description. I shall see you guys next week with another autistic video. Bye everyone.